Good morning, or should I say good afternoon? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching this video. I came on because I know you've been seeing a lot of posts about me stating I didn't know who I was. And what I mean by that is self-identity. The worst part of having identity theft is you stealing your own identity and not knowing who and whose you are. A lot of times we come on this app and we see other people doing other things and we start to get depressed because we're thinking that our life should sum up the way the other people's lives are summing up, those that we're witnessing here on these social media platforms. And doing so and mimicking what we see on the platforms, we become people with identity crisis. We become depressed. We lose our identity. We don't know who we are and whose we are. So when I leave up the post of saying I didn't know who I was, I didn't know who I was and whose I was. And at the time of not knowing who I was, it's because I didn't know my purpose in life. I had an identity crisis. And I'm going to go back and rewind the time when I was dropping it like it's hot in the club, whining and grinding and twerking. And me, Miss Lady, I ain't supposed to be whining and twerking and cutting the fool and cutting up the rug like so. A little two-stepping would have just done it. But I didn't know who I was. I'm a child of God, an anointed one, a sensual one. And a lot of times we get sensual and sexy confused. I don't have to appear sexy, but I am a sensual person by nature. And so winding it up and twerking it up and sometimes going in the club not appropriately dressed. I'm gonna just be honest. That's because I was missing something in here. And a lot of times I was just going out to just fulfill a void, just to get out, just to hear the music. It wasn't to be around or entertain a man. It was mostly wanting to get out to fill that void that I had in here. Because I also was a shopaholic, trying to have a therapy session in the mall, and they consuming all of my money. And so the things that I was missing, that void in my life, the hurt, the trauma, I was trying to escape it all at the club, at the mall, because I didn't know who and whose I was. I didn't know my purpose. I wasn't even trying to tap into it at the time. And if I did know, I forgot. And that's a lot of us. A lot of times we forget who and whose we are. We forget the words that were spoken to us as we were coming out of our mother's womb. We forget. And so we get busy. We lose hope. We lose sleep. We're not praying. We have no type of relationship with God. And then stuff starts to go haywire in our life. And God has to show up to remind us of who and whose we are. Our Father, He disciplines us because in every disciplinary action, there should be a lesson learned. There should be an moment of you remembering who and whose you are. I didn't know who I was, but I know now. And by the grace of God, I can thank Him for that. Because through praying without ceasing, having dedication moments, meditating, going to serve my God, congregating with my fellow brethren, got me closer to who I am. I now know my purpose, and I'm operating in it. I dare not shortchange or rob the next generation. Oh yeah, I will be leaving footprints. You all do the same. Count it all joy and don't get weary in well-doing. Things come upon our life for us to either get a lesson or blessing from it. But most of all, for us to come closer to our Creator. You all make it a great day.